full of possibility when we were just a little bit younger. So we asked ourselves, what if we could turn back the time and feel that way again? So we started with design. We felt like all the products had gotten pretty boring, pretty iterative. And then we also tried to translate that hardware product design language into software with Nothing OS. I think looking back, we're pretty lucky that these two things that we really chose to focus on in our early days are also what's really resonating with our community. Well, it's definitely been a great ride. We're still around. It's been 4 years. We've shipped millions of products. We've done more than $1 billion in revenue. And I think what's better than that is that we have a brand that people feel inspired by.
So yeah, I think the inspiration comment is totally valid, like the community we've built, fan renders that come our way.
Yeah, community is one of the things I'm most proud of. We took a very different approach. We're just really building with them. We created the community edition last year that won the IF Gold Design Award. We have thousands of community members as shareholders. We even have a community member in our board. Sometimes it gets kind of awkward because all the feedback gets shown to the entire board, but I think it keeps us honest. The second thing that I'm most proud of is that we managed to create a design language that's resonating really well, very iconic, very jarring, which I think is good. You know, if you launch a product and nobody cares, nobody comments, then nobody's gonna get it. It doesn't, like, you're not making any impact. And this might sound a bit strange, but the third thing that I'm most proud of is that we're still around. I think we've proven that we're here to stay. We've actually built really hardcore capabilities. We built a machine from end to end, from like taking a concept of a product all the way through to shipping, not just shipping in one country, but across the entire world, and not just selling the products, but then also being able to service the customers. Like, that's a very strong machine, and that powers everything that we do. That everything that you see today is because we built these really solid foundations. So these would be the three things that I'm most proud of.
Should we have a look at the rest of the video then?
No, I wasn't finished.
Okay.
So that was just chapter 1 of our journey. So if chapter 1 was all about the foundations, I think chapter 2 will be about scale and innovation. On scale, we've grown pretty quickly, and I'm pretty happy with where we are, but we're just 0.2% of the entire market. I think secondly, finally time to be more innovative. Every product we made so far has been a product in an existing category, but last year we did something different. We went into the open wireless stereo industry. That's not an established industry. We're coming into a brand new industry, and we're trying to expand the size of the industry. So last year was the first time we started to transition into our chapter 2. Chapter 2 for us will be a lot more daring.
Daring makes sense, and you know, Headphone 1, Phone 3, way more expensive products to R&D and to manufacture than EarOpen, so it makes sense that they're kind of the next step.
We're not there yet, so in terms of chapter 2, I think it's really important that we focus on 3 things. One is the intersection of hardware and software. We've been pretty much all about hardware. We've done Nothing OS, it's great, people love it, but if you look at how we've allocated our resources, most of our teams are on hardware. So this year we need to double the size of our software team to really fix this problem. Like, I believe in the future that hardware and software will be developed hand in hand. I think secondly, we did great work with our community. Like, we're doing way more than everybody else, but we're still not satisfied. In our phase 2, we'll be a lot closer to our community. And then lastly, we care a lot about creativity. We have some of the best creatives in the world working here, but all our creativity has mainly been for ourselves. Like, we're creative in how we make our products. I think in our chapter 2, in our next phase, it's really important that we make products that enable other people to also exercise their creativity in a much stronger way than before.
Great, all sounds really exciting. I guess we can play...
Wait, today marks our first step into chapter 2. We have 2 new products today, the best products we've ever made. Headphone 1, a brand new category for us. A lot of users have been asking for it. I have been waiting for it. And Phone 3, our first true flagship. You don't look very excited.
No, I am. I just thought we were watching the...
So these 2 products, they represent everything we stand for. A company fueled by creativity, one that builds in public with its community. Let's just play the video. Yeah?
Is now a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of first incarnation. This was second incarnation.
Where were you guys pulling inspiration from when you were working on this back design?
There's a little Joe Colombo little reference in there. Yeah, the rug. What's interesting is if you start lining them up, there's almost like a universal grid system, like this line here lines up with that there. So you can see that you've got these like 3 divisions across the width. And even Phone 2, like that line there, the width of that is matching here. This has a better periscope in it than this. It's actually punched through the PCB.
Is that what gives it just a bit of like the sleeker design profile?
Yeah, this sits on top of the PCB. This module is smaller,
and it punches through. So I feel like we got a good balance with this. It's very simple, it's kind of engineered, and if you compare it to kind of other flagship phones from other brands, they make a bit more of this area and it feels a bit heavier at the top, and in your hand it kind of feels heavier. I think we've done a sort of minimal job on this that makes it look rational and simple.
Okay, cool. They covered camera, but I think there's a couple of things that they didn't cover that we should probably talk about. With the Phone 3, that was the first time we really upped our game in terms of cameras, so now we're competing with some of the best in the business. With the Phone 3, we added 3 50-megapixel cameras, and we have our new TrueLens Engine 4 with ISP powered by Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 to make it super capable. But I think camera, like everybody has a good camera, what really sets us apart is we want to enable people to be more creative on their products. So that's why we work with professional photographers to create camera presets so that when you're in the camera app, you just swipe up to pick a preset. All the settings are already there for you. But what I'm really surprised about is how our community has been embracing it. They're also making presets. I really look forward to developing this program further.
Should we keep going?
Okay.
Any Easter eggs from the past ones that have come to fruition in this one?
Yeah, there was an intention going all the way back to 2A that this red square would actually illuminate to give us that video record light functionality. So this little red square has been sort of patiently waiting to come alive. It's super cool, especially when you see it in the dark.
Did they talk about Essential Space?
They didn't because they're industrial designers.
First of all, a lot of people are using it. We only released it as a preview, but we already have 20% weekly active usage. That's way more than we expected, actually. Just imagine what will happen once we make it more useful. The big new feature that's coming out right now with the Phone 3 is flip to record. So you just flip your Phone 3 over and you tap the Essential key and it starts recording. It's got this really nice waveform animation that responds to the sounds in the room. When you're done, you just hold the Essential key again and it saves your recording in your Essential space. You go there and it just generates the meeting summary that you can share it with other people in the meeting. Very, very convenient. For me, it's a killer feature because now I can show up to meetings with just the Phone 3 without a notepad.
And without listening yourself.
Without listening. We're also launching Essential Search. I don't know like your habits now, but for me, I don't really use my home screen anymore for apps. Whatever I want to launch, I just swipe up, type the app name, and launch it. So Essential Search has universal search. You can look for all your contacts, messages, files, stuff that you would expect.